they are, they are going to support, the church group and everything, and become a mixture of confusion to the people.
Sure.
So what do you think about?
Well, Dr. Chan, have you got anything you want to say about that? Or? I mean, it's a big topic, isn't it?
I got lost.
You got lost. Yeah, I mean, it's a big topic. I think we'll come back to it. I think.
Maybe
Ken,
we come back to later.
Yeah, we got other stuff. We want to talk a bit about Donald Tsang and what's been going on in the Legislative Council, and the LSD legislators have certainly been stirring things up and giving him a bit of a headache.
This I can relate first. This must be made clear that actually the long hair. The big guy and Yuk Man actually has not planned for this. The consensus before the legislative the Creary meeting is they try to sit there quietly, but only that after hearing that Donald has so arbitrarily postponed the political consultation, all of them were being instantly ignited. Now, so you can understand if they are the representative of the lower class and all those powerless people in Hong Kong, you can understand their depth of emotion is actually symptomatic of the depth of emotion among the low class people, all those democratic people, because on what hell the reason that you have to postpone this political consultation. It's totally unnecessary, right? One of the people being interviewed in the street has said some very sensible thing. You can prolong the consultation, but you don't need to delay the starting of the consultation because there is not enough time for consultation, right? This is very scandalous.
Do you think he's using the economy as a kind of an excuse then?
Yes, certainly. It's a very flimsy, very unseemly excuse, right? Because this is a kind, in a sense, no pretext at all.
Yeah.
It's their practice, aren't they?
Because let's face it, the government have got enough workers in different departments. If they really wanted to work on and get have some discussion, they could do it. They
always use some kind of abstract ideas that it will distract your attention in doing the economic thing, the saving the economy. Well, this is shit. This is absolute shit because you have different ministers ministering to different things. Now this Stephen Lam himself is so lazy. He's so lazy and so free to do nothing, right? And then you don't make him to work.
And deliberately not doing nothing. So not doing anything. So Raymond was saying, right, you are blind.
Sure. You can just tell that the government officials they're not liking the way they're being talked to. Actually, being given a bit of a scolding from the three LSD legislators.
You can understand this political standoff between the LSD and the government bureaucrats actually is symptomatic of the political situation in Hong Kong because basically this government is a lingering of the bureaucracy from the British colonial past. Right? This is because the mainland doesn't allow a democratically elected government to come out. So the only political tool they can turn to for administration is this bureaucracy itself. Now, bureaucracy as it is, the bureaucrats as they are the people who don't want to shoulder any political responsibility. This is their nature or their culture, right? So between this group of people and the LSD, who represent all those suffering people and all those underprivileged people, they should always very much want the government to do something in order to alleviate their plight, right? So a democratically elected government is the only way out of this, I should say, political arteriosclerosis. This is...
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, ultimately, but it's interesting in terms of what's been going on in the Legislative Council. I mean, it's just three LSD legislators. In some ways, they're pulling bigger punches than their actual numbers.
That's what Raymond
aren't they?
Yuk Man is commenting.
To be honest, they're making a bigger impact than the whole of the Democratic Party and Civic Party put together.
The other Democrats
are cowards.
Cowardice.
Thank you, Ken.
They are either cowardice or they are lazy and not doing what they should do.
Yeah. Can you say that again, Karen?
Yeah, coward, aren't they?
They are cowards, yeah. Yeah, they are.
Because after that, after this standoff, then Democratic Party is pulling all those people to the chief executive residence to do some kind of protest, which is weak, which is actually totally out under beyond sorry, what to say? It's totally not up to the expectation of the ordinary people, right?
And especially in the 2003, there's 500,000 people went up to the street, and they support the Democratic parties. And actually at that time, the Civic Party was set up, and there was no LSD at that moment, right? And for that 4 years to 5 years, they did nothing.
Sure.
And they were coward, aren't they? How could you say that they are not coward? Until, these three lawmakers, they grew up together, and then the first banana being thrown.
Sure. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the government respond to the way LSD have been, the legislators have been behaving actually in the council. Actually, so I know Henry Tang is getting in on it. He's making a formal complaint, and he's trying to they're trying to see how they can deal with the LSD legislators. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, actually. But I think we're going to move on. We've got a couple of other topics we want to talk about. We want to talk a bit about the LSD movement, and I'm going to talk a bit about Gandhi, the famous guy in India, and talk about the way he his movement in India, and sort of compare the two a bit. But I think we're going to start the discussion because we've just had a recent the annual meeting of LSD. Perhaps you guys could say a bit about what happened at the meeting and how it's going. I was impressed. There's a big turnout. I mean, the room was full, wasn't it?
I should say it's very big.
There was more than 100 people there.
Even bigger turnout, but maybe because of weather or something. But this is an orderly and also still very vibrant, very vital meeting because especially we devote quite some time to discuss our new policy draft, and then there are lots of discussion about this, and we want to make a draft as principled as possible, and also as practical as possible. As principle is trying to really extol our social and democratic principles. Social principle, we mean community spirit, right? Sociality, and then democratic principle means people's participation in their own affairs and their basic human rights being guaranteed. And we use these two basic principles to draft the whole policy paper. Right, covering all aspects, economics, politics, and social aspects of our society. Right.
And I can see, sometimes I go to LSD meetings and support it in any way I can. I can feel that the organisation is building up, and so on. Obviously, within all organisations, there's going to be internal politics and so on going on. But that's the same with all organisations, isn't it? Ultimately. But in terms of a movement, I can see it's building up, I think. And, it was good to see, actually, at the meeting that some of the younger activists were standing up, asking questions. And they weren't afraid of asking, challenging and asking the leaders of the organisation some pretty tough questions as well. And that all needs to be encouraged, I think. But in terms of I was just going to talk a bit about comparing the Hong Kong situation to what was going on in India. And I sent earlier this week, I sent Ken a quote. It's a quotation from Martin Luther King, who said, Jesus Christ gave us the goals, Mahatma Gandhi gave us the tactics. And Gandhi, he was great because he was a very, very good at strategy in terms of understanding exactly the political and cultural situation in India during the 1940s and 50s and how to sort of drive it and move it forward, if you like. There's a famous film actually called Gandhi, which was made in 1982, which I think actually won the best Oscar. And Dr. Chan, you've seen that? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. 2 times.
Superb performance by Ben Kingsley, right?
It is a very good performance. Even if you're not interested in politics, it's actually a very good film.
Very touching movie.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it again this week actually, and I would encourage any activists who's interested in politics to watch that film and check out Gandhi on Wikipedia, because he really was a master at how to
master tactician.
He was